Hey guys, I'm HOJ, and in today's video we're going to be doing another best of one standard event, today with a Mardu Exile deck. This I found off mtgdex.net, and it looked very interesting. The builder of the deck is MTGDvd, and so all credit to that player. But yeah, it looked exciting. I haven't seen sort of a deck like this before, so kind of... Oh, first of all the links are going to be in the description for the win rate statistics, the deck list, the playlist for these best of one standard events. So if you want to check out more of those, that's where you can find it. If you do like my content and you want to see more, consider subscribing or becoming a member for 99 cents a month to get early access to all my new videos and help support the channel. So let's jump in. The whole kind of focus of the deck is to exile cards and to get advantage. This deck is running 4 copies of Firelord Zuko, which is a legendary creature human noble ally for 1 red, 1 white, and 1 black. It's a 2/4 with Firebending X, where X is Firelord Zuko's power. And so whenever you cast a spell from exile and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So kind of an interesting effect. I remember seeing it in draft and not really thinking much of it, but he has kind of built this deck to use a lot of different cards that put things into exile or can be cast from exile. So just trying to sort of, I guess, focus on Firelord Zuko. We have other cards like Inevitable Defeat, which exiles an online permanent. Its controller loses 3 life, you gain 3 life. So it's a nice kind of some removal here. Many of you have probably seen this before. 2 copies of Legend of Roku. So you exile the top 3 cards of your library until end of your next turn. You may play those cards. It's a 3-step saga. And then eventually it turns into a 4/4 creature with Firebending 4, where you can pay 8 to create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying and Firebending 4. He also has 3 copies of Decadent Dragon, which has an adventure side where you can pay 1 black and 2 other to exile the top 2 cards of target opponent's library face down. And then you may look at those and then cast them as long as they remain exiled. And then on the other side, it's a 4/4 flying trample dragon for 4 that creates a treasure token when it attacks. You also have 3 copies of Bonehoard Dracosaur, which is a really nice kind of late game engine to help you kind of get ahead. It's a 5/5 flying dinosaur dragon for 5 with flying and first strike. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, you exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. If you exile a land card this way, you create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token. And if you exile a non-land card this way, you create a treasure token. So a nice kind of little advantage engine. He's also running 2 copies of Dragonhawk Fate's Tempest, which is a 5 mana, 5/5 flying bird dragon. And whenever Dragonhawk enters or attacks, you exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. You may play those cards until your next end step, and then at the beginning of your next end step, Dragonhawk deals 2 damage to each opponent for each of those cards that are still exiled. So kind of an interesting effect. Haven't seen this one before. The very top, we have Chimil the Inner Sun, which is a 6 mana colorless legendary artifact. Spells you control can't be countered, and then at the beginning of your end step you discover 5, and when you discover, you exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with mana value 5 or less, and you can cast it without paying its cost. So another way to kind of get the exile going, we have Count on Luck, which is a 3 mana triple red enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. And then we also have 3 copies of Windcrag Siege, which is 1 red, 1 white, and 1 other as an enchantment. And when it comes in, you can choose either Mardu or Jeskai. For Mardu, if a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. And so there's a number of creatures in this deck that have either firebending or do something when they attack. So I feel like that's the option that he wants to choose most of the time. You also have Jeskai, where you can create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that gains lifelink and haste until end of turn. So a nice little engine that's kind of helps you against control and maybe get a foothold against aggro decks with the lifelink portion of it. For removal, we have 3 copies of Torch the Tower. We also have 3 copies of Strategic Betrayal, kind of as a nod to maybe graveyard recursion decks. And then we have 1 copy of Outrageous Robbery. And the original list had 2 copies of Clockwork Percussionist, making it a 61 card deck. But I decided to just shave one of those and just go with 1 copy. It does have 27 lands, so it's very, very mana heavy. For the lands that kind of do things, we have Abandoned Air Temple, 1 copy, Realm of Ko to kind of make some spirit token creatures, and then we have 1 Quarry Mountain Monastery to help giving us extra cards into exile that we can then play. 1 copy of Restless Fortress, and 1 copy of Restless Vents as 2 little man lands that can help kind of attack and do stuff and get some triggers when they attack. So yeah, it looks like a very interesting deck. The deck on mtgdex.net did have an 81% win rate at Platinum, so went 9-2. So I'm very impressed to kind of try it out. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. Kind of excited to see how it performs. But yeah, I hope everybody's having a great day. I don't know where you are in the world, but we're getting close to the Christmas holiday here in the US. And so if you guys celebrate that, I hope you have a great Christmas, or if you celebrate other holidays, hope you have great holidays. Yeah, but mostly it just looked like a really interesting deck. So I kind of felt like I wanted to try it out. All right, opening hand, we have all 3 colors of mana. We have some stuff to do a little bit later. We're on the play, so happy to keep. No early removal, so hopefully we get there. But we'll start with a Nomad Outpost. Looks like all of our land comes in tapped, so hopefully we just don't get like the quick draw opponent. Got a Strategic Betrayal, so at least we have something. Oh, weird. I wonder if they're playing like a similar kind of like take advantage of our stuff type deck. They're probably looking at our hand like, what kind of nonsense is this? But honestly, this deck looks really cool. All right, they did take the Decadent Dragon, trying to keep us off getting extra value in mana and whatever. So, yep. All right, they are playing the advantage game here as well. So let's see, what do we want to do? We can have 4 mana if we need it. We could go for Decadent Dragon to get a little bit of extra value. We could also play Firelord Zuko. And we could also... Yeah, I guess those are kind of probably the 2 things we want to do. Let's see, we could maybe hit some more land by doing the Decadent Dragon. I kind of like that since we don't have like another way to ensure we get to land on 5. So I think I'm going to do the front half of the Decadent Dragon. I guess since it's an instant, we can kind of do it on their turn. So maybe we'll just do that. Ooh, double annex. Wow, that's wild. Okay. All right, well, we hit some lands. That's kind of nice. And then now we can go for Bonehoard Dracosaur. We don't have any instant speed removal for their creatures, unfortunately, so I think they're going to start gaining some life back, which is a little bit annoying. I assume what they're going to go for is making a demon next turn. So we could do... I think we just want to go for Dracosaur here. This way, like, if they want to take a turn off to kill it, they're getting, like, burned a little more. Okay, they did kill it. But this way they are taking 2 more points of damage, I assume. Burger Rat. I guess maybe we like get rid of Torch the Tower. Although I suppose if we want to torch this, then we can make sure that we can Strategic Betrayal their demon. So maybe we don't want to lose our torch. Counter Luck is decent, but it's kind of slow. I'm kind of curious to see what Firelord Zuko can do. Although it does seem to be kind of like the weakest card in our deck right now. It gives us extra mana, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm just going to lose the count on luck. Alright, so we have another land. Now I think we go for... We can torch their rat. I suppose we can wait on the torch until our next turn, because then we can torch plus betrayal. So I guess here we could go for like Decadent Dragon and like hold up torch. Otherwise we could go for like Zuko, but that seems not quite as good use of our mana. Oh, you know what? Actually, do we have an extra red this way? Okay, I think I should have played the mountain there. This is fine. I don't think we need to torch on their turn anyways. Here I assume they make the demon. Duress, sure. They can get our betrayal this way, which is kind of annoying. All right, now I guess we just play out our hand here. Problem is, like, yeah, we want to ideally save this for their demon, but the preacher is going to be causing problems. So I think we probably just use this right now. It's not that exciting, but I think we just get rid of what they've got. And now I guess they go back up to 10. So we need to find a way to deal with their demons. Okay, Monastery is kind of interesting. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Hopefully find something good. Ooh, that's a really nice hit. It was a... Actually, I wonder if we could have used the Abandoned Air Temple. No, I guess we needed an extra white to make that happen. So now they just do the other one, I think, right? So they're still in a pretty amazing position here. And they've got the momentum breakers to catch up. Okay, can we hit again? I mean, that's kind of a nice combo. It's not good enough, unfortunately, but it's interesting. Yeah, I think facing the 3 cards a turn is just kind of pretty brutal. Don't really know how we come out of this. I think we have to trade here. And we go down to 1. Yeah, I think we're just dead here. Okay, never mind. Now we're super dead. 0 and 1. Yeah. See if we can turn it around. Okay, we have a little bit of a faster hand this turn. We still have, I guess we don't have all 3 colors, but we do have the colors of cards we have in our hand, so I think that's good enough. Hopefully we can kind of get something going here. All right, let's start with our Percussionist. It does seem that like almost every card in this deck revolves around getting things into exile, which is kind of cool. I have not seen this type of deck before. Let's get our Raucous Theater going. Zuko. I mean, let's try to live the dream, right? Oh no. Is this a shrine deck? Oh no. I don't know if that's good or bad for us. I guess we'll find out. Okay, I think we just go for... Oh, did I... Ah. Darn it. I was planning to play Zuko this turn. I needed to play the Passage. It's okay. I think, you know, Decadent Dragon is still fun. And actually, I mean, getting the land there is pretty nice. They are going off with shrines. Okay, do we want to play Zuko now? Otherwise we could go for like Legend of Roku seems pretty good and just kind of get that going. Let's try that. I mean, it sounds pretty sweet. I guess we can use Boomerang Basics now thanks to Legend of Roku. Whew, this is going to get bad. We don't really have any board wipes either, so I don't know how we're gonna handle like these insane shrine deck. Okay, Dracosaur is always fun. Could go for Dracosaur this turn. Actually, I suppose we could still do Dracosaur. So let's get blue. And then let's boomerang basics. I think one of their tokens, right? Then let's go for an abandoned air temple here. Let's see, when he enters or attacks, we exile cards. Okay, I think we just want Dracosaur, right? Yeah, let's just go for Dracosaur here. Oh, I guess we were supposed to use some of those because we only had access to them for one turn. Still getting used to the cards. It's all good. Oh my god. Whew, their deck looks really fun. We are getting beaten down by monks. Okay. We don't have a lot of removal. We can use Torch the Tower on Aang, I think. So let's get that out of here. Could play Firelord Zuko. We could also, I think we just go for, so we have double red, double black. Let's go for white. And go for the Bonehoard Dracosaur. Hang on, we had another Bonehoard Dracosaur over there. Oh, I think that was from, yeah, it was exiled. I didn't realize it was exiled for only one turn. Still getting used to the deck. So we should have played the other Bonehoard Dracosaur. Okay, I don't know what kind of spells they've got here, but let's try to block the 2/2. See if we can pull it together here. At some point we can Outrageous Robbery. And then start playing with their their shrines. All right, let's see. What do we want to do now? We could do Legend of Roku. We've got 8 mana. Chimil is pretty great. Man, these are all fun. Okay, let's get Roku. Actually, let's do Firelord Zuko first. Kind of want to get him going. Counter spells? Sure. Another counter spell? Okay. Still paying it. We'll leave Bonehoard Dracosaur back for now. Oh yeah, these were only for that one turn. I mean, they would be nice, but think we have other stuff to do. Just get some creatures down first. Although Chimil is pretty sweet. Man, they are not having any of Firelord Zuko's nonsense. They are not taking any guff from him. But hopefully the Bonehoard gets us there. Yeah, first strike is just so sweet. Alright, that gets us back in the game here. Let's get an inevitable defeat. Yeah, let's get rid of that shrine, actually. I guess we don't want them drawing cards. Can get Legend of Roku back online. Oh my lord. Can play those until the end of your next turn. So we have a little bit of time on those cards. Let's get Foundry going. And then I think we probably want Firelord Zuko, because then we're just really doing it. I think the ordering was probably wrong, but whatever. Start getting in. This deck is sweet, actually. I'm really happy I decided to play it. It just looks so cool. It's like doing all kinds of weird nonsense. Probably misplaying it horribly, but it's okay. Oh, they want... Sure, we'll do red. Man, Firelord Zuko is actually pretty sweet, too. Okay, let's get another Bonehoard going, because why not? Oh, and then we get inevitable defeat. Alright. Okay, that was pretty satisfying. This deck is cool. 1-1. Yeah, Zuko actually kind of really gets going. Alright, opening hand, we don't have access to red. I don't know, I guess we have 27 land in the deck. I don't know how many of those are red sources. I don't know if we're supposed to keep this hand. Like, I think I'm just going to mulligan because I have no idea how many red sources this deck is running. And we could just, like, lose out. Okay, we're on the play. I think Outrageous Robbery is a great card, but I kind of want to do it later. So I think having the other stuff seems a little more important. It's like a card you want to draw into. All right, yeah. Okay. These other cards seem pretty sweet, though. Ooh, Restless Vents. That's cool. We could play like a red source here. I think I'm just going to go for Restless Vents. I don't think there's... We don't have to be super fast. Okay, so we're up against Reanimator. So now we want to draw one of those sorceries. I think he has like 3 copies in the deck where we can like nuke their yard. I guess let's just go for Passage. We probably want extra red. I don't think the life matters super much, but I think we're just gonna... We'll just do it like this one. Might as well. They're not that aggressive until they just take over the game. Actually, this is kind of nice. We can use like Torch the Tower, sack our Percussionist to get it going. That's kind of cool. Like, I suppose they could have played Bookworm here, and so like having the red available probably would have been nice in case they had Bookworm. So they didn't end up having it, but that is a potential play they could have had. So probably would have been better to have like take the 2 burn and play the put that into play untapped. All right. Okay, I guess we're just using Inevitable Defeat. So they can go and get like a Harvester. I guess they have double Cavero, so they just want to juice their graveyard a little bit more. Curious if they go for it here. Yeah, I feel like even like making like a Bookworm here isn't bad. They're probably worried that we have like Kutzel's Flanker or like another good card like that. But like they have 2 shots at it, they should totally go for it. Oh, let's see what they do. I gotta say though, this deck is sweet. Like just seeing it kind of play out in the last game, like all the weird nonsense with exiling stuff and then kind of going big with Zuko. All right, nothing to see here, I guess. I think what I'm going to do is probably Inevitable Defeat one of these Overlords, just to kind of buy ourselves a little bit of time. All right, now we can just go for Bonehoard. While we mercilessly beat them down with our Clockwork Percussionist over a 15-turn clock. Yeah, they've got removal here. They totally have it. Oh well. We have another Dracosaur. It's not like we weren't going to play it. Ooh, that's a beating. Although now we get our Dracosaur back, which is kind of funny. Although I suppose, actually, no, they can take our Dracosaur. Oh no, that's so bad. Oh, yeah, they probably don't bring her here. I mean, like, Bringer's still pretty good, right? They still get, like, Bookworm and, like, Harvester, all kinds of other nonsense. Okay, they're just trying to, like, really do it. Yeah, Bookworm is so good in that deck. Oh, and they've got Arden. Okay. So I'm almost kind of tempted to do like Legend of Roku plus Torch the Tower on their Bookworm. Like they have enough nonsense though. Because like they almost certainly just go for it next turn. And like I'd rather play like Dracosaur like the turn after they do that. So I guess let's attack. All right, let's Roku. And this doesn't trigger until their end, during their end step, so we can wait. All right, let's do it now. I'm not sure if they just win here. I mean, they probably just win, but... Oh, yeah, because they've got Arden. Arden is super annoying. They can go get Percussionist. Oh, or Bookworm, I suppose. Probably Bookworm. Yeah, and I think at this point we're probably just dead because they hit us for enough in the air that we can't deal with. Even with inevitable defeat. Trying to think if Chimil could do anything for us. Like, we do another Bonehoard. We kind of just need to get rid of this bringer. Like, this bringer is a huge problem. Let's see. So if we get rid of the bringer, we're up to 15. Yeah, just not quite enough, unfortunately. We assume they're going to make the right choice and hit us with a bunch of damage here, but you always got to kind of wait for them to do it. Who knows? Maybe they wouldn't attack. But yeah, I think Reanimator just goes a little bit too big. For whatever reason, they're not turning them all sideways. I have no idea why. Okay, now we're pretty super dead. So I guess the deck has like three main deck answers to Reanimator. 1 and 2. So I think even if we end up getting knocked out, this is definitely a cool deck. I certainly don't understand probably all the nuance of how to play it, but it does seem pretty fun. It does seem a little slow. That's the only thing. This hand could get there, but I feel like we kind of need to mulligan here. Like we only have, I guess we have 2 colors. Like we can try to get there, but we have no early game at all, and we're on the draw. So I think we need a better hand. This seems like a better hand. Count on luck. I guess here we probably toss back the Windcrag Siege, since we don't have access to white mana just yet. All right, I guess Raucous Theater it is. That is useful because it gives us white, but we don't, I guess, have the ability to do Count on Luck anytime soon. I think we got to keep it though, just to be able to like cast all of our spells. This deck does seem quite slow. Okay, well this time we do have Strategic Betrayal, so hopefully we're ready this time. Although they are set up and ready to go here. So I think, yeah, I mean, since they have Kavero in hand, like they'd get Overlord plus Bringer, which we could like theoretically deal with. I don't know if we're supposed to do it now, because like they could still juice their yard quite a bit, and like recover pretty easily. But if we are facing like a 5/5 and a 6/6 flyer, that is going to be a little tough to deal with. I suppose it'd be a 4/4, but it's still a lot of action. So maybe we're supposed to just kind of use it now. So I guess now we can set up with Count on Luck and start drawing more cards. Although they just got back Awaken the Honored Dead, so playing that doesn't seem just as amazing. I suppose we also have Inevitable Defeat. We can use that on their Awaken if they decide to play it. We could also get rid of this Bookworm, which is probably not a bad idea. Guess we'll wait and see what they play. Could use it on Bookworm, but I think maybe we need to save it for whatever they Kavero, because if they get back like Overlord or Terror, that could be a problem. Although hopefully we'll draw into more cards. And I do think getting rid of Bookworm is probably an important thing to do here. So I think I am going to go for it. Like, the other thing is there you have an Overlord coming, which is going to be a problem. Alright, now we can either Dragon or go for Count on Luck. This gives us a better chance of drawing another way to deal with their yard. Although maybe taking some of their cards could be pretty cool. Not really sure. I mean, like, they have like Bringer and like really like nice cards that we could use. I think I'm going to do that actually. Oh, they have Bringer. Oh, that's amazing. That's actually really nice because it plays around Awaken the Undead. We can't cast it yet, but it at least gives us an option. If we had just went with like the Count on Luck, they could use Awaken the Undead on it. Yeah, unfortunately, I think they probably go off faster than we do. All right, so they're going for the dragon. Okay, we've got Zuko. Can we survive long enough to... I don't know that we can, but we can try. Guess we probably go for Dragon here. But whatever we play, they're just going to get with their Awaken the Undead is the problem. So I guess we really want to hit land. I think I'm just going to play that. Like, they're going to get rid of whatever we play, so... Okay, that actually was nice. We hit land. Don't know if we can survive long enough, but we got a plan. And predictably, they got rid of whatever we played. All right, so now we have 7 mana potentially. I think we probably do go for the... actually, I guess we can go for the monastery here. Either way, it's going to be tapped. So we probably just go for dragon. Oh, hang on a second. We could have... I suppose we should have played the passage. I didn't realize that was going away. Yeah, the multiple Caveros is pretty rough. Okay, I guess we probably have to trade with Dragon here. And they've got Bringer. Okay, that's probably lights out. Yeah, I feel like this deck needs a better way to deal with Reanimator and like a more convincing way to deal with the opposing graveyard. It's a cool deck. It's a little bit slow, but I mean the owners definitely had success with it. A very impressive win rate on ladder. Be so funny if we drew a land though here. Like they have multiple Caveros and they've got us covered, but it is still kind of funny. Let's bargain. Actually, I suppose, I mean, Cura is really annoying, so is Bookworm. Whatever. Okay, there's the Godless Shrine. We can get in. No tricks. Oh, you know, we didn't actually need to pay the life for that because we have this treasure token, so that was kind of a mistake, I think. Oh, they've got double Terror of the Peaks. Yeah, we were super dead anyways. This is kind of a funny way to go out. Yeah, good beats. All right, so we ended up going 1-3. I definitely am not the same pilot as the builder of this deck, who's had great success. But it was fun to play, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Taking a look at the deck, I think at least one of the things I would say is it needs a better strategy against Reanimator, I think, just to be able to deal with kind of all the nonsense they can throw at you. It also doesn't have a lot of early game. It did feel like there were just a ton of tap lands, and being able to hit kind of our later threats had a lot to do with the opponent not having a fast start. So Yeah, I don't know that I'd craft it, but like if you happen to have the rares hanging around, it is pretty fun. So yeah. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. Again, if you like this kind of content, if there's a deck that you want to see or something you'd like to, are curious if it would do well in a standard event, let me know, and we will see you in the next one.